Joining me now is Ed Rudner of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He is an owner who also is a driver, and he is the president of Certified. First of all, your thoughts on that last big race?
Well, it was a very exciting race. To watch a horse start out with a little bit of a break and then get on, come around the crowd, and still finish the way he did was quite a performance.
You've had horses in this Breeders' Crown that have finished second, never first. What would it mean to you?
Well, I think it would be very exciting to do. You know, that's something that we all get in the sport to do, is to win races. And to see your horse cross the finish line, particularly in an event like this, is very, very exciting.
Now, you're really the first owner here in the United States that got involved with the powerful Continental Farm Group out of Sweden. How did that happen?
Well, actually, I wasn't the first. The man who brought me into the business was a man named Hanley Dawson, and I have to thank Hanley for getting me in the business to begin with. He had been a patron with many of the Swedish owners, and he introduced me to the Continental Farms.
What about your driving ability? How good are you?
Not very good.
Are you learning?
I try.
Last night you were on the front end trying to bring a winner home and just got caught in the deep stretch.
That was about the best race I've driven.
Tell me about Certified Vacations Input in Harness Racing. You're the title sponsor this year of the series. Is it something that's been beneficial for you?
Oh, we think so. Certified Vacations is a company that handles package vacations for about 500,000 people a year to destinations all around the world. And we thought this was a good way for us to expose our company, expose our products, and try to capitalize on that.
Ed Rudner, thanks for joining us. Continued success.
Thank you.
We move now to the post parade. 9th race of the night, 3-year-old filly pace. Here's the field. Number 1 is Keystone Wallis.
There are not many grays in harness racing and few great ones. There are only 2 in this year's Breeders' Crown. The Immortal Greyhound, of course, and the Great Pacing Star Log come to mind as grays. But here's a superb filly, winner of $551,000 to date, Crown elimination winner last year, a factor again tonight.
Number 2 is Concertina.
Winner of $772,000 and her last 2 starts in Maryland and here at Pompano last week. She was second to Crown winner Central Park West in elimination last year.
Driver is Harold Kelly, who won the 1988 Sweetheart with the filly Concertina. You drive it as number 3.
She is a $100,000 winner this season, which is her first year of racing. If she goes back to her September 28th victory in the Cuddy Stakes at Lexington, she could get money here.
The driver is Bill Gale, who's enjoyed a long and profitable relationship with trainer Bob McIntosh, who handles this 3-year-old filly. Number 4, Queen Isabel.
15 times first, second, and third, and 20 starts. Good for $135,000. She's never beaten fillies of this caliber, and she occupies an outsider's role tonight.
The pilot is Ronnie Waples, who finished first earlier tonight, and second. He's having a heck of an evening, and he's the last driver to win Pacing's Triple Crown. He did it with Ralph Hanover in '83. Number 5 is Uptown Swell.
This is one of 3 Breeders' Crown finalists trained by Ann Schlichtig, who also holds a degree in biology from Tulane University, studied cardiopharmacology, and now trains pacers. The filly has won $671,000 under Miss Schlichtig's tutelage.
Bill O'Donnell won this race last year at Hazel Park with Sweet Reflection. Looks for a repeat performance tonight. Number 6, a catchy name, Caesar's Jackpot.
And she was. She was the bargain of the entire 66-horse field in tonight's Breeders' Crown. She cost only $7,000 as a yearling, but she's won $223,000 this year alone and has beaten a division-leading Cheery 3 times.
And I talked about the McNichol-Caroluzzi team earlier. Well, they combined for Caesar's Jackpot. The New York City products at it again. Number 7 is Tylertown.
Here's a multiple stakes winner of $439,000 this year. She is one of 3 fillies in this race to win more than $500,000. And her tune-up win here last week was extremely impressive.
Peter Rosito gets to drive an improving young horseman who was brought up through the ranks by late Hall of Famer Glenn Garnsey. And completing the field is the highly talented filly, the speedster, Cheery.
She was a royally bred $315,000 yearling, won all 3 starts at 2 and 14 at 20 this year with $421,000 in earnings. She had a 6-race winning streak interrupted last week here when she faltered badly after leading to the stretch.
John Campbell gets to drive. Believe it or not, he's never won this Breeders' Crown race, but has a very good chance tonight. So we are 7 minutes to post for tonight's 9th race, 3-year-old filly pace. Let's go back for a moment and give you the final results of the 8th race of the night, which was that 2-year-old colt pace, Till We Meet Again, followed by In the Pocket, Raven Lunatic, Orange Sovereign, and the rest of the group with Auction Bid bringing up the rear. Don't go away. We'll be back for more of the Breeders' Crown. Welcome back to the Breeders' Crown. The 8-race spectacular continues with the 9th race of the night, 6 minutes to post for the 3-year-old filly Pace. This is a very interesting group, and one of the reasons is because last week Caesar's Jackpot and Cheery Hello both lost here at Pompano in tune-ups. Therefore, the field is wide open for success. Ellie Sarama profiles this group in tonight's 9th race.
A talented field of 3-year-old pacing fillies are ready to do battle in their crown event, with Caesar's Jackpot leading the way. Here she is doing just that, displaying her magnificent form with a convincing victory in July at the Meadowlands in the Mistletoe Chalet. She came back the following week to win a division of the Tarport Hap, in which she took her lifetime best of 152-1. Her record speaks for itself. With earnings in excess of $250,000, she won 2 out of 3 overnight events raced right here at Pompano Park in preparation for the Breeders' Crown. But wait, who is that masked filly? It's Cheery Hello, a royally bred daughter of Albatross who sold for $310,000 at the yearling sales in Kentucky. She was the most expensive filly of her generation. With these outstanding credentials, she has banked well over $400,000 and has 14 wins out of 20 starts this year, one of which came in the Cuddy Farms, raced at Lexington's Red Mile. However, this is a wide-open race. A filly by the name of Tylertown defeated Cheery Hello in a prep race at Pompano last week. And then there's Uptown Swell, on the board over half of the time while consistently close against the best of her division.
Now we come back to Cheery Hello, winner of 14 races this year and of $421,000, trained by Jim Miller, driven tonight by John Campbell, looking for his first win in this company. We all know how well he's done in the Breeders' Crown overall. Well, right now we'd like to share with you the winners of the drawing for the Certified Vacations Breeders' Crown Sweepstakes. All entries were submitted at 1989 Breeders' Crown host tracks, and they will receive a Hawaiian trip. Just what I'll be looking forward to after this rain here tonight. And there's a look at the group coming as far away as California, including Ohio, Maryland, and a couple here in Florida, including Stan Chazanoff and Sandy Burns. Congratulations to Jimmy Cavalier, Paul Bashmides, Mike Horobin, Thomas Sims, Stan Chazanoff, and that group. Congratulations, you're going to Hawaii. Here are the current odds for this field, the 9th race of the night. 3-year-old filly Pace, Keystone Wallis, 6-1, and the rail. Concertina, 7-2, fresh off a victory at Pompano last week. You Drive it, 7-1. Queen Isabel, 25-1. Uptown Swell, 14-1. Caesar's Jackpot, beaten last week at Pompano, 2-1. Tylertown, a winner against similar company here at Pompano a week ago, 13-1, could be an overlay. And number 8, Cheery Hello, 5-2, would have been significantly lower, except she lost last week, and some of her supporters perhaps are starting to drift a bit. Ellie Sarama, let's check in with you.
Thanks, Bruce. There is a little bit of a side story to Caesar's Jackpot. She has a companion in her stall. It's a black goat, and the goat nanny goats for her while she's gone racing, and the filly cries back for her. So she has a fan sitting back at the barn rooting for her to win and waiting for her to come home. Sometimes a goat helps a filly's attitude. It helps them eat. It helps them just enjoy themselves. And out on the racetrack, it helps their attitude immensely sometimes. Now back to you, Bruce.
Thank you, Ellie. I'm not going to touch that one. I know that Casino Cowboy, a 3-year-old pacer, likes to play soccer with the soccer ball in his stall, but I haven't heard much about a goat before.
Well, there have been good goats, and there have been fillies, great fillies, champion fillies, Standby being one of them, who would not go to the racetrack without a goat. So it's not unprecedented, and we wish the goat and we wish the filly good luck.
All right, we are 1 minute to post for tonight's 9th race, 3-year-old filly Pace. There have been some good ones that have won this race over the years, including Sweet Reflection, Pacific, Glows Softly, Steinem, and Naughty But Nice. This one, a purse of $285,000. Last year's winner, piloted by Bill O'Donnell. Sweet Reflection for the How Sweet It Is stable in 155.4. Breeders' Crown record, by the way, Pacific 155 flat. Here are the current odds once again. Concertina 4-1. You Drive at 6-1. Caesar's Jackpot second choice 2.5-1. Cheery Hello now the public's choice at 9-5.
And if either of those favorites falter, watch Keystone WALLIS, the gallant gray, sentimental favorite here, could have a big role.
It is a big month of racing in South Florida coming up Saturday, November 4th, the Breeders' Cup at Gulfstream Park at Hallandale. Everyone looking forward to the meeting between Easy Goer and Sunday Silence, their first meeting head-to-head since June's Belmont, and certainly in the Classic Horse of the Year will be determined. Here tonight, 8 championship races in the Breeders' Crown at Pompano. Horse of the Year, well, Matt Scooter definitely has the inside track, but Peace Corps with a fine showing tonight has a shot. And later this evening in the 10th race, you have to think about Goalie Jeff, who's been a remarkable 3-year-old pacer.
There you see Keystone WALLIS right there. John Copas has driven her in many of her victories, is with her right now. She's been second a lot of times, bridesmaid, 8 times this year with 4 wins. She's won $205,000 this year, $550,000 lifetime. She is always a factor, always a contender, and I expect tonight that from the rail you will see quite a bit of her before it's all over.
Once again, just to remind you, this track at Pompano is 5/8 of a mile. There are 4 different tracks within a very small radius at Pompano. This main track is 5/8 of a mile. There's a half-mile track south of the main track behind the backstretch. That's going towards Fort Lauderdale. And across the way on Racetrack Road, there's a mile track with a half-mile track inside of it for training. And the stretch is not long, 538 feet, but that's not bad.
Well, it has wide turns is the reason that the stretch is that long. It's a very well laid out racetrack and a good track for horses to negotiate turns.
Many of the big stables here, including the Continental Group, the Nordine, the Houghton Barn, the Dancer Farm, McNichol-Caroluzzi combination, Shetler, Rankin, Blood, Mark Lowe, Bobby Bencow, Ray Remen, first time this year at Pompano.
Should mention a Cheery Hello, who faded last week after leading to the stretch, and apparently was not in peak physical form last week, trained very well this week. So whatever was bothering her, she bounced back in her training mile. Tylertown, of course, who was caught outside last week and still came a very, very impressive mile, has to be considered a major factor here also.
But not getting much public support at 16-1. The field assembling behind the starter. Again, here at this 5/8 mile track, they start on the backside. Current odds 2-1 right now for Caesar's Jackpot and 3-2 Cheery Hello, the public's choice.
There you see her with her blinker hood.
Once again, Stan, we've got the quality, much of the quality on the outside. Caesar's Jackpot 6, Cheery Hello 8.
That's another reason that I like the chances of Keystone WALLIS for being a surprise, or at least for getting a good share of the money. She's down along the inside. There's bound to be some early speed duels. And she has position and should be able to maintain position. She can keep up with them. They form right here in front of the grandstand, turning now as the outside horses turn to the inside and vice versa to get their positions behind the Mobile Gate, which then takes them 3/8 of a mile around the first turn to the backstretch.
The world record on a 5/8 mile track is held by Cheery Hello, 1:53-2. The Pompano track record is held by Nadia Lobel, 1:53-4. And I mentioned the Breeders' Crown record is held by Pacific, 1:55 flat. This is a very competitive race. It looks like it should be a good one. And Gary Seibel will pick up the action and call it for us wire to wire. Take it away, Gary.
Thanks, Bruce. And as Stan said, Keystone WALLIS could be very, very tough from the rail. You might have to watch out for her. Cheery Hello on the outside, and of course Caesar's Jackpot, post position number 6. It could be very tough. Keystone WALLIS gets the trip. She's got a good closing kick. You never know what can happen. This field is in motion. Now they're straightening out onto the backstretch for the Breeders' Crown 3-year-old filly pace. Field of 8 going to the post, and almost 300,000 on the line. They're off and pacing on the inside, going for the lead. That is Concertina. Keystone WALLIS leads well at the rail. In between horses now going up. Caesar's Jackpot comes away 3rd. You Drive it right there 4th. Queen Isabel away 5th. In 6th, Uptown, Swell, followed by Tylertown, and the early trailer Unhurried. It's Cheery Hello. Midway through the paddock turn the first time, on top Concertina. And now they drive to the quarter, and they reach that marker in 28-3. And Caesar's Jackpot takes them there as she looks to clear for Mickey McNichol, and now she does. It is Caesar's Jackpot on top, little more than a lane. Concertina second, Keystone Wallis at the rail. Now swings to the outside, and You Drive It as cover in fourth. Queen Isabel closes the gap in fifth. Sixth on the rim, then is Uptown Swell, followed by Cheery Hello, and Tyler Town now trails. And as they race over to the half, on top, Caesar's Jackpot. Keystone Wallis coming to her. On the inside, Concertina third, You Drive It fourth. The half in 58 2/5. And now they straighten out onto the backstretch. Caesar's Jackpot has the lead by a neck. Keystone Wallis draws uneven terms. On the inside, Concertina third, and racing fourth right there on the outside. You Drive It now going up 3 wide. Uptown Swell, Queen Isabel at the rail. Cheery Hello is also out there, 3 deep, and Tyler Town in between horses. Heading into the final turn, Keystone Wallis is stuck ahead in front. Caesar's Jackpot fights back at the rail, 3/4 in 1:26.2. That third quarter, 26 seconds flat. And as they round the final turn and head for home on the inside, Caesar's Jackpot, Keystone Wallis trying to hang off at the rail, Concertina, and on the far outside, here comes Cheery Hello, forging to the front. That is Cheery Hello and Tyler Town, a late bid. Cheery Hello takes the 3-year-old filly pace, mile in 1:55 4. And Bruce, great drive by John Campbell there, just waiting for the exact moment to make his move, and he did it, and a perfect drive. But that's John Campbell for you.
Cheery Hello, the most expensive filly of her generation, $310,000 yearling purchase. On the board this year, 19 of 21. It was not an easy trip at all.
No, it was not an easy trip, but it was a tremendously impressive one. And this did not hurt her. The battle up front didn't hurt her a bit as they were fighting here, heading for home. Now take a look at the extreme outside. You can see her easily with the blinker hood. Once again, on the outside of Pompano's track comes the winner roaring down through the stretch. At this point, Keystone Wallis has had enough, as you can see, and here you come into your picture now, roaring down the lane for Campbell. He just gives a twist to the line, and Cheery Hello responds and comes on, the champion that she is, to win the Breeders' Crown and clinch the 3-year-old Pacing Filly Championship.
Tyler Town was flying at the end and finished second. So the two that were behind at the 3/4 mark came roaring home. Cheery Hello, your race winner. We'll be back.
Back here in the winner's circle with some mighty happy folks again. John Campbell's second victory tonight. This one in rather amazing fashion. Last to first. In a moment, we're going to take a look at the isolated replay of Cheery Hello. Be honest with me, right off the bat, did you know Keystone Wallis was coming out? You gambled a little bit. You didn't know they were going to go 26 in that third quarter. Pick it up from the start, though.
Well, I thought there'd be more horses leaving. I was really surprised Caesar's Jackpot got to the front as easily as she did, and I didn't like the way the race broke at all. I was back last, and they were strung out, and she just made up an incredible amount of ground. I didn't think she had the chance to win right in here.
Now, John, the first two fractions were pretty honest fractions, 28-3. Mickey took a breather on the front end going to the half in 58-2. A 30-second second quarter. Still no panic on your face.
Well, I couldn't get up in the race. There was cover, and it was way too early to go 3 wide at that point. I wished I could have got up in the race a little more, but she's got an incredible burst of speed, and she carried it for a long ways tonight. It was an amazing effort.
Now, Bill's giving you live cover at least, so you know you're in a position yet to win. But at this point, Keystone Wallis back at the head of the field we do not see here. She is pulled to challenge Mickey McNichol's filly. They went a 26 third quarter. You had to have a big smile on your face.
Well, I was still back farther than I wanted to be. I wasn't that confident right in here. She had a lot of traffic to overcome, and I was glad somebody took a run at Mickey's filly, because when she got the second quarter in 30 seconds, I didn't know if we could beat her.
Now you're underway. The footing must be good on the outside of the track there. Still following cover a little bit, and ready to emerge, tip out from behind Bill.
Well, I followed Bill as long as I could, and I had to go 4 deep, which I really didn't want to do in the middle of the turn. It's a lot farther when you're out that wide, and she just kept digging right to the wire.
She is a game filly. It's only part of them coming back to you. She's going on.
Yeah, she's going on. No question about that. Some of them are getting a little tired, but she's digging in and trying. And it's just a tremendous effort for her to come 4 deep off the turn like that and win.
Honest engine, you think you got it won now?
Yeah, right in there, I was pretty sure. She doesn't give up down by the wire. Once she made the lead, she kept on trying.
All right, you sound like you tried to tell us how she was going to get beaten. There she is coming home across the wire. And another mighty happy man, John Campbell. Thank you, John. I'm going to turn here to the owners right now. Andy Grant, it's been a long time coming. The president of the Hamiltonian Society, who administers the Breeders' Crown. Finally, a crown for your own.
Well, thank you very much. We're extremely proud, and especially I've been involved with this Phillies family for over 4 generations, so it's extra rewarding.
Looking out from behind those blinkers, Anthony Padone, the co-owner. She's a beauty.
I'd like to have a few more like her. She's great.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Cheery hello, the Breeders' Crown champion, 3-year-old filly pacer. Let's go back to Bruce.
Cheery hello, bred by Castleton Farm, trained by Jim Miller, driven by John Campbell, the groom Elizabeth Bridger. Congratulations to Cheery hello. And there's the happy winner circle shot, Cheery hello, the race winner. And what a tremendous performance by Cheery hello and driver John Campbell.
Mrs. Frederick L. Van Lennep, the widow of former president of Pompano Park, made the presentation.
Well, Andy Grant, the owner of Cheery hello, is much more than just the president of the Hamiltonian Society. He's a longtime owner and breeder. He owned Dan Spell and Tarport Hap. He bred 1989 Hamiltonian Oaks winner, Park Avenue Kathy. But if you want to bring a smile to Andy's face, all you have to do is mention the 3-year-old pacing filly, Cheery hello. The two enjoy a very special relationship, and Stan Berkstein has more.
The 3-year-old filly pacing division has an emerging star. Cheery hello, however, is more than a racehorse for co-owner Andy Grant. She is part of his rich heritage in the sport.
Back in 1972, my family sold a package of mares to Castleton Farm, among which was Tarport Shear, the dam of Cheery hello, Tyler B, and Tarport Hap, horses which we've been fortunate enough to own.
Tarport Shear, Cheery hello's mother, has gone on to be an extraordinary broodmare. Given her talents, combined with a great sire Albatross, Cheery hello's class and speed are not surprising.
First of all, she has the pedigree, and unfortunately at 2, she had to have a chip taken out of her left hind leg. And Jim Miller, her trainer, we decided early last winter to take our time with her, and the results have paid off.
Well, she was a sensational filly right from day one. You know, it was a heartbreaker last year. I raced her 3 times, and I warmed her up one night, and she just wasn't right, wasn't bad. We scratched her, and we took her home and found a little chip in her ankle. So rather than fool around, we just took it out and give her the year off.
The layoff did not hurt this star filly. She has bounced back strong, winning 14 of 20 starts this season, including 6 of her last 7 and over $420,000. In Lexington, preparing for the Breeders' Crown, she was brilliant.
Cheery hello is going to win the Cuddy Farms for John Campbell.
She is a great filly. She's just did it these 4 races here at Lexington just under wraps. We're saving her for the Breeders' Crown. You know, we just want to win the Breeders' Crown. That's our next goal.
Tonight, a trip to the winner's circle would be the fulfillment of half a lifetime's dream for one of the sport's most respected leaders.
That would be an extremely great thrill. We've been fortunate enough to have 1 horse in the Breeders' Crown, but we've never won one. And my ultimate goal is to win the Hamiltonian and the Breeders' Crown.
And now we're back live in the winner's circle, and certainly the dreams of Andy Grant came to fruition.
Trainer Jim Miller holding the horse, and Tony Padone, New York real estate developer, next to him, co-owner.
The prices on the race is now official. Cheery hello returning $5, $4 and $3.60. Tylertown second, $9.80 and $6.60. Uptown Swell third, $6.80. Perfecta, $97.80. We'll return in a moment.